We're bombing Yemen as we speak. Right now, folks, bombing Yemen. So what is the policy here? Is it just drones? Is that it? Is that all we got? And denial that it exists? Let's ask U.S. Republican Congressman Justin Amash. He's from the 3rd District of Michigan. You can follow him on Twitter, Rep. Justin Amash. Congressman, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks for having me on.
You are quite the rising star in the Republican Party, and I think it has to do with the fact that you got a little Greek blood in you, which I like.
Well, I've got some Greek ancestry, that's true, but my parents are both Middle Eastern ancestry originally.
All right, so you're familiar with the region. You have obviously family ties there. Can I ask you this? We are raining down bombs, drone missiles on Yemen as you and I speak right now on the radio. What do you think of President Obama's drone policy? Is this all we have to deal with terrorism?
Well, I think it's a disaster, and I don't know what his policy is. It seems to be a fairly schizophrenic policy, where in some cases we're giving money to countries that hate us. We're sending them weapons, and at the same time we're bombing those countries. So I don't really understand it. It's kind of a mix of George W. Bush policies with some new ideas and some left-wing policies too. So I don't really know what it is.
Now, look at some of your Republican colleagues. It's a little baffling to me, Congressman, that they give President Obama the benefit of the doubt on a lot of this stuff. I know that you're familiar with some of them in the House and the Senate that are okay with these drone strikes. You have Lindsey Graham and John McCain heading over to Egypt. They love the interventionist strategy. They love whatever President Obama seems to be doing. They're really not critical of him on the NSA program. They've been quiet when it comes to drones, and really Rand Paul has tried to lead the charge on that one. So what do you think the difference is between Senator Rubio and Obama's foreign policy, or President Bush and President Obama's? Is there a lot of difference there?
Between President Bush and President Obama? I don't think so, actually. I mean, at the core, I think the policies are very similar. It's the policy of interventionism and sending money to countries that don't really like us. Look at what's going on in Syria right now, where the government is sending aid to al-Qaeda terrorists who are killing Christians. It doesn't make any sense to me. And my church is based in Damascus, Syria. I'm an Orthodox Christian, so our patriarch is based over there. And they've been contacting me saying, please do not let your country send weapons to al-Qaeda terrorists. They are killing us.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Republican Party needs to check itself, shall we say, before it wrecks itself? Because all you seem to hear, and this is an outdated talking point, I think, coming from more establishment Republicans, is we need to get our nose into other countries' business, just like Syria, just like you just mentioned, Congressman. I mean, we have John McCain and Lindsey Graham heading over to Egypt right now. Should they be heading over there? I mean, what do you even make of their trip?
No, I mean, look, there was a coup in Egypt, and whether we want to call it a coup or not, I think the Muslim Brotherhood is a disastrous government, but they were elected, and now we've got a military coup, and who knows who's in charge at this point. The bottom line is we can't keep meddling in every country, because as that's gone on over the years, we're actually causing more and more unrest. Those countries have to deal with these issues themselves. There are civil wars going on throughout the Middle East, and they've got to sort it out. We can't be going in there and handing weapons to people who are then going to use them against us.
Congressman, if a candidate who did believe in intervening in these foreign conflicts, someone who's into democracy promotion, if someone like that won the Republican nomination, would you be able to support them, like, say, a Senator Marco Rubio or anyone else in the establishment who ran?
Well, look, it's too early to say. I would support Rand Paul if he ran for president. There are certainly others who I would consider supporting. But at the end of the day, I'm a Republican. I'm going to support the Republican nominee. But I'd like to see the Republican Party move in a direction that is more reflective of what the grassroots believe. And the grassroots are more in line with people like Rand Paul and Ted Cruz than they are with people like, frankly, President Bush and Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I think it's changed. Congressman. And this is an area where the right and the left actually come together. I only have about a minute left, but If there are other Ed Snowdens out there, Congressman, with access to NSA-type information, I know you've been very outspoken about this surveillance program. Would you employ them today to come forward and to reveal that data if they have more information like Snowden so we can have a full picture of what they're doing?
Well, look, I think everyone should go through the proper channels to the extent that they're able to. Edward Snowden says that he tried to go through the proper channels and was rebuffed. I want to make clear that if someone like Snowden could not go to a member of Congress, I've often heard this repeated by people who are critical of him, that he could have gone to Congress. He could not go to Congress. He could not come to me and tell me about it. So we need to improve the system for by which whistleblowers come forward. I think we can make it better for our country that way.
Congressman Justin Amash, sorry we had a short block there, but we'd love to get you back. You are a rising star in the Republican Party. Thank you so very much, Congressman, from the 3rd District of Michigan. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Andrea. Thanks.
Coming up next, Wayne Simmons.